What's good, YouTube? This is Marcus from Twisted Indian. Scratch that. Twisted Ducati, as I changed the name of the channel recently. This is my first attempt at motovlogging. I'm on my way down to the dealership in Philadelphia because I have to have my service light removed, even though they did the first break-in service already. Apparently I did it too soon. You should wait for the service light to come on before bringing it in for service so that they can undo that. So, as I said, this is my first attempt at motovlogging. I'm really not sure how the sound quality is going to be. Hopefully it's not too loud and crazy. But I have a mic set up that I know works. I just think that even at the lowest gain setting, it seems pretty loud according to the meter reading on the microphone. But we'll see. So bear with me. I'm in northern Philadelphia right now, heading down to an area of Philadelphia that is north of West Philadelphia. It's very confusing. In any case, I'm going to try and squeeze me in, get the service light reset, and then I'm on my way to the Revzilla store, the Revzilla boutique store in the Navy Yard, because I have some riding jeans that I have to exchange, as they are a little bit more snug on me than I'd like. So that's what today's adventure is about. Nothing really too fancy or exciting, sorry to say, but here we are. So I'm riding through traffic because this is the quickest route down, rather than getting on the highway and then having to head west just to head back north to the area. So I'm dealing with this traffic here until I can get to what's known as the Boulevard, Route 1, and continue heading south. I think that trip is going to have me getting there just about 3 p.m. today. So another half hour or so. I won't bore you with a half hour of nonsense. Let's talk about the Ducati Multistrada, which is a new bike for me. I recently switched from the Indian Chieftain, which was a 2017, to this 2022 Ducati Multistrada V4S. And truth be told, it wasn't really a switch because I sold the Indian late last year, right around October 1st actually. And to be honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to get back on a motorcycle at the point because we hadn't ridden for, obviously the 3 years or so of the pandemic. We went out for a few rides, but it was quite challenging finding anything that was open, finding restrooms, places to eat, and so on. So our rides were limited. And for various other scheduling reasons, I really couldn't get it together for group rides. I still had the itch for the Ducati Multistrada, and I was excited about the V4 models, even though I know they're very thirsty. Something I was willing to deal with for everything that this bike has and offers. And I got to say, just about under 1,000 miles. I'll have over 1,000 miles by the time I return home. I'm very, very satisfied and happy with this bike. It has met all of my expectations in every way. It is agile, and comparing this to the Indian Chieftain, it's about 325 pounds less wet weight, which is staggering if you think about it. And so that alone really makes up quite a difference in handling. Although I have to say, honestly speaking, that Indian Chieftain was really shockingly agile for its weight. It carried its weight well, but nonetheless, it was definitely noticeable. And I was excited about the opportunity to get on to a lighter bike. Now, this bike is roughly the same weight as my last sport bike, which was a 1994 Ninja ZX9. So wet weight, dry weight is very similar, except that this is more powerful. And to put it in context, this bike has 35 horsepower more and more torque than my last sport bike. Obviously, we're decades apart in technology and everything else, so I am actually pretty psyched about everything this bike has to offer with traction control, wheelie control, power management, quick shifter, adaptive cruise control is amazing, actually. And here I am on a motorcycle that offers adaptive cruise control, and it too works shockingly well. This bike really is astonishing in a lot of ways. The power, of course, is, something to behold. For a dual sport adventure type bike, approaching the power levels of sport bikes, it's pretty amazing. awesome sounding V4 engine. I gotta say the induction noise is kind of intoxicating. Hopefully it's not too loud and overpowering here in this first attempt at motovlogging. But the sound is great. I wish the exhaust sound was just as nice, but of course I'm still sporting the stock silencer with the cat. And although I'm not itching to change that setup, I just wish that it sounded better for a stock bike, but of course most stock bikes don't sound great, so no surprise there. Merge into the inner lanes here. We got some speed cameras on this thoroughway, so I have to mind my speed. The brakes, Brembo brakes. I can't even communicate how phenomenal those brakes are. Again, I had several sport bikes back in the day, and granted those were stock Nissan type calipers, but I did upgrade to steel braided lines, fully floating rotors, and some fantastic brake pads, and I was able to do stoppies at will. But these Brembo brakes on this multi-start are actually better. So that's to put things in context. Again, I know we're decades apart in technology, but still doesn't change the fact that these Brembo brakes are just plain phenomenal. The transmission is great. The quick shifter is great. I stalled it out. Multitasking, vlogging, and not minding my gears. But anyway, the quick shifter is really phenomenal. And one thing I've learned from it is that to get the best out of it, you really have to be on it. For upshifting, you have to be on that throttle and it's smooth. Downshifting, you have to be off the throttle. And it definitely takes some getting used to. When you're used to pulling in the clutch, you have to get used to the rev matching also instead of blipping the throttle. My friend Dustin has picked up his own Ducati Multistrada, and that's something he told me that he is struggling with too. Really foreign when you first get on something like this with all this advanced technology. So, gotta mind your speed, mind your speed. And that dude with a donut, zigzagging through traffic. I think he's gonna find himself with a camera ticket in the mail. Alright, I'm not sure what's going on with his navigation. Way too many ding-dongs going on in my head. Anyway, so what have I done to this bike? So far I put on a touring windscreen, which is about 2.5 inches taller than the stock windscreen. And to my surprise, it came slightly tinted, which I'm not mad at. But it's effective. I keep it in the down position for the most part, and that's as effective as the stock screen was in the upper position. So that's a nice bonus. I've mounted Garmin Zumo XT GPS right above my dash, and I got a nice adapter for that from, I'll have to link it in the description, but it's well known on the interwebs. I had the crash guards that I ordered, and I had them powder coated in black, and those were mounted at my service, so that is on. Now I feel a lot safer riding the bike, not worrying about, potential accidents and damage to the bike. So I'm happy that those are on, and I'm really happy with the way they look. The one thing I love about cruise control is that in situations like this, where I know this thoroughfare has a lot of red light cameras, I can use it to control my speed and hopefully prevent me from getting any tickets for speeding. Got another one coming up in a quarter mile. So, where are we? This little cubby for the phone, it's great. My iPhone 12 Pro fits in there no problem. And I have a short USB cord to keep it charged. However, I barely use it because the phone in there gets extremely hot. It's not wise. The Ducati Connect worked fine, but the Sigic Map GPS was garbage. as many people have already alluded to on the internet. Just doesn't work well. The fact that you have to keep your app open, not just the app open, but you can't even turn off the phone screen because that would disconnect. So I don't know what kind of genius was thinking of the connectivity to make that whole situation work, but it is sorely lacking and really, really not ideal in any way. So out with the Cigic and in with the Garmin Zumo XT. And another red light camera in quarter mile. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This is absurd. And it's right there. I see it. It's a black pole, 2 cameras, one for this inner lane and one for the outer lane. An immense power, serious shutter speed. I don't think you can go fast enough to avoid getting a clear shot of your license, because that's not really possible. So, besides the windscreen and the crash bars, I have some shorty levers and a tail tidy kit that I have yet to install. I might get to that this week or later on the weekend, because it seems like the weather's going to be way too hot at about 97 for any real comfortable riding for the entire day like we like to do. So I don't think riding is going to be in the cards. Therefore, I might just do a little project work on the bike. And I'm really excited to get the tail tidy on and see how that cleans up the bike. It's a really, really nice design. And I got it from MotoVlog, something or other company in the UK that makes most of these parts. But MotoVlog imports this stuff from overseas, from the UK, and they sell it and ship it readily here in the US, which is nice. I really do hope that my voice sounds decent on this microphone setup, because this Rode wireless microphone that I have inside the chin bar is about 1/2 inch away from my lips. Not ideal. But I do have the little fur cat on the microphone. You can feel it tickling my chin. And hopefully that will help with wind noise and some other aspects. We'll see when I get home and I can look at the footage and see what the sound quality is like. Hopefully this is worthwhile and not done for nothing. So what am I waiting to get? I'm looking to get the tank bag with the flange mount kit and the USB extension type situation to charge devices inside the tank bag. I do not think I'm going to get the Ducati USB hub situation, because that's just flagrantly expensive for that device. There's no reason it should cost that much. So I'm going to look for my own type of setup, and I'm looking at a USB-C hub with a disconnectable USB-C cable, that I have a USB adapter, both USB-C and A, for the power latch connection in the dash there. And hopefully that'll allow me to power up spare batteries for the Insta360 for the center for my GoPros. It's a bummer when, you know, the later half of the day has more exciting ride and your camera batteries are out. You can't capture that footage. Side note, I'm also an auto detailer. I have a detailing business of my own, and I still have yet to detail this bike, which I know is ironic, but I was actually waiting for it to get a little filthy. But I do plan to full detail and ceramic coating of the painted surfaces, and I'm looking forward to that. Film that and maybe post a video of that. Yeah, the bike has been fantastic. I love the deep Ducati red. My friend Dustin went with the matte gray, as is his nature. He's coming from a Super Tenere, 2013, I believe, and that too is matte gray. So no surprise, but he got himself an awesome deal. So I'm really excited that there's another Ducati Multistrada in the group. My other friend Joe got himself a nice Africa Twin 1100 with DCT. He's actually going to be doing the BDR run for Pennsylvania with our other friend Gary, the fourth musketeer of the group, coming up in a couple of weeks, early August. Gary's the only one without an adventure bike in the group, but he does have a dual sport of sorts. XR something or other. I'm not good with that name. But they're egging them on. We were mostly all baggers, and now it seems like we're mostly all adventure bikes. Getting close. So the service department tells me they're going to squeeze me in and work on resetting the service light. But unfortunately, I might have to wait around an hour before I can even get back on the road and head to Revzilla. But I'm hoping they have the size pants I need and perhaps some bar risers. This bar position feels pretty good actually, but I wouldn't mind the bars being about an inch higher and about an inch and a half to 2 inches back. I think that would be ideal. The only thing is I have to investigate whether or not the cables for the clutch and throttle and so on actually have enough leeway to allow for that kind of rise. Hopefully this first motovlogging is not too boring for you, but just wanted to give it a shot. So if this motovlogging is something you guys enjoy, please let me know in the comment section below. But I do intend on continuing with the ride videos. Definitely a new challenge for me to motovlog. Anyway, here I am at my exit. I have about 5 to 10 more minutes of travel time on this roadway. So anyway, I think I'll end that here. Get to the service department, get the bike looked at. It's going to be 3 o'clock, as I said, and about an hour or so wait to get that light reset and get back on the road to Revzilla. Anyway, if you like this content, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, as I do hope to grow the channel and provide more content along the way. This was actually never intended to grow as a channel. This channel was literally started just so I can upload videos for me and my friends to watch, videos of our ride. And lo and behold, we'll have some viewership, some subscribers. Nothing like my other fitness-based channel, which in and of itself is not phenomenal, but it's a decent following there, so I'm appreciative of that and all those that tune in for that channel. But this is another passion of mine, just like fitness. So I do want to continue using it as a creative outlet and putting more content out there that hopefully you guys will enjoy. Alrighty, I'm back. Thanks to Daniel from Ducati of Philadelphia for getting me in and out of service quick and resetting that engine light. Now I'm on my way to Revzilla. Let's go. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.